and welcome back to Like Father, Like Son. This is Season 3, Episode 4. And as always, I have got my dad, Mark Ritchie, here with me. How are you doing, sir?
Wow, you called me sir. I love that.
Well, I know it's been a lifetime ambition of yours.
No, it honestly has. Ever since I watched Little House on the Prairie. Do you know that?
Well, and I
show?
thought today was going to be, I'd make that dream possible for you.
Well, yeah, here it is. That's fantastic. Thank you. Can you call me sir the whole way through?
Ooh, no, probably not.
Oh,
I mean, it was a one-time thing. Maybe it will happen again. I'm not quite sure. So we have just gone into lockdown 3.0.
Oh my word! It's like a bad film now, isn't it? It's like Lockdown 3 coming soon to your cinema. No, it should be Lockdown 3 coming to your
home
soon. Can the horror get any more horrific? Yeah?
Yeah, it can with that voice and that whatever just happened there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought today we could have a little bit of a chilled episode and we could kind of like speak about some random stuff that we haven't spoken about before.
Sure.
Which sounds like every episode, I'll be honest. But I wanted to know this quite interesting fact, and this might go a few ways. I don't know, like you're looking at me, and that's very interesting.
I'm terrified.
And I was going to ask, what have you learnt about yourself because of lockdown?
Mate, if you can see what's on my list to chat about today, honestly, I feel like telling you one of them. What I've got on my list, and you've come out with that little jewel. I've honest. So Jordan,
I'm going to be honest, mine are thinkers because there's nothing funny going on. So I was a little bit like, do you know what I'll do? I'll try and get into that crazy mind that is Mark Ritchie.
What, honestly? So we used to chat. Let's just give a bit of background. Let's go behind the curtains of this great show. We used to chat, didn't we? We used to prep and we used to be like, you say this bit, I'll say that bit. And then in season 3, we decided, no, do you know what? Let's come up with some stuff and we just say it to each other. I have got the most rubbish, ridiculous list of nonsense, yeah? And you've just come up with that jewel, that absolute treasure.
Well, I mean, I'm obviously trying to bring this show forward. Do you know what I mean? And that's something that you are still stuck behind.
I'm
that's
still
cool.
in the 80s. Right, okay, give me it again.
Obviously, we need some light humour, which I think you've obviously clearly provided. But like, to be honest, when I was obviously we go behind the curtain, we go away, like we prep. We decided this season we're not going to tell each other. I mean, we barely told each other anyway what we say. Yeah. But this time we were like, look, bang, just 2 microphones up. Let's see where it goes.
Yes.
And this time I was a little bit like, I was trying to find like funny things that we normally go for, and I literally couldn't find a thing. So I was a little bit like,
no, I'm going to embrace
Netflix
this. Okay.
Isn't that funny?
No, you're right. Especially what you watch on Netflix.
Well, okay. It was more one of those of like, we could go a lot of different ways with this though. Like if you want to make it deep, you make it deep. To be brutally honest, mine aren't that deep.
Right. Well, come on, tell me it again. So let me embrace this.
Well, I've realised I'm really, really good at being lazy. Like, incredibly good at it. Like, there's days where it's like, I've done very little today and still kind of like still got things in my mind to do. And I'm like, oh, I've run out of time. I've run out of time of being lazy and not doing anything.
Yeah. You've definitely, if that is one of the 5 spiritual gifts, you've nailed it. Yeah? But I don't think it is. No, so tell me, just give me the question in its full glory again.
What have you learnt about yourself because of lockdown?
Great.
Like, what is this last
question.
year shown you?
Well, okay, we're going deep. This is good because I don't know how you're gonna handle this.
If you break down, we will stop recording. That's fine.
Now I really feel like doing that. No, so for those of you that don't know what I do as a job, right? Some people might not, but I actually do get the massive privilege of traveling the world to talk about God. Right, that's my job.
Yeah.
And obviously that is not happening right now. and I'm spending most of my time in the loft, right? And obviously,
it has been converted. We're there now. It's
Yeah.
you know, we've not strapped him up there.
No,
Like it's not a prison.
It's not a prison, but it's
quite
very
nice, actually.
It is actually. It's a nice prison, if that's such a thing. If you can imagine
Wow.
a prison that's like got a few home comforts, yeah. And yeah, I think the thing that I'm sort of grappling with a little bit is how much value do you get out of what you do, and how much value do you get out of who you are? So I'm Mark Ritchie, chippy, cheery, chappy. A lot of C's here. A lot of CH's, actually. Cheery, chappy. Cheery, chippy, chappy. Ooh.
CHIs.
Wow. Who likes chips? And, oh, come on. That was too far.
It just wasn't very funny.
Yeah, you're right.
We
yeah.
can edit it out.
We can, please. I think I've realised that, like, I do get a little bit of value out of my actual job, like, as a person. And that's really like got me thinking about, oh, that's him coughing. I told you he couldn't handle he's gone deep, and then when I start going deep, he gets like this.
Well, no, that's something that I was going to talk about, actually.
Oh.
I've realised in the last, 2 years, I do this thing and it's not very good. And it's like, you know when you, drink something and it goes down the wrong hole?
Yeah, yeah.
I started doing it with my own saliva. And that was one of those cases where I've gone to gulp and it's gone down the wrong hole.
How can you swallow your own saliva down the wrong hole? I don't even know if that is a thing.
So I'm sorry about that. I'm going to keep that in, actually, because you know, that's the real me.
Because there's going to be other people out there who are like, oh, it's just so good to be able to identify with that. Yeah. I've done that for years, and now someone's speaking up about it.
I don't know if it's whether I've got so relaxed that when I do swallow, my brain's going, hey, this will go down the right hole. Everything will be fine. And I've got so relaxed with it.
I feel like our deep and meaningful has been slightly...
No, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. It was the cough.
It's really fine. But no, I think it's been interesting for me, all jokes aside. Because listen, you know, when you do something that's got a lot of purpose about it and a lot of meaning in it, because, you know, I mean, without getting all too weird... I really do love my job, and I love, you know, being able to take a message to different places and to different generations and all that good stuff. And then suddenly that gets taken away, and it's like, oh, do you know what I mean? And it's like...
Yeah, but is that then down to did you put too much value on that?
No, it's a really great question, and it's one that I'm actually genuinely grappling with at the moment.
I think I can help you.
The son is the psychiatrist, the dad is the patient. Please help me.
Well, don't. Just don't.
Don't what?
Don't put too much value on it.
Oh, well, that is your answer. I mean, I can imagine somebody going to see Dr. Jordan and they're like, I just have these horrendous nightmares in the middle of the night. And Jordan's like, well, guess what? Just don't. Don't sleep. Never go to sleep. If you don't want nightmares, never go to sleep. Oh, thank you so much, doctor. You've been an amazing help.
I could prescribe them something.
Yeah. No, it is true. Week. It's something that I do genuinely want to think about and think, you know, a lot of people do jobs that either they hate or they feel has got very little meaning, and it has made me think, you know, how do they sort of get through the day? You know what I mean? It's like, so it is an interesting money.
Well, I mean, it was like when I was doing my job with the school that I didn't enjoy. There's just a little part of you that dies every single day. That's you're just a very I don't want to do this, and you just get very But I think that COVID's obviously shown a lot of people that. You can, I don't know, you can kind of obviously it was a time where I think a lot of people stopped and really reevaluated and was very much actually, am I enjoying what I'm doing? Could I change it? It's probably the right time to change it. And I think a lot of people kind of have done. But I think you're in a very good position where I don't think I would say a small percentage of people really love their job to the next level. I think a lot of people would be yeah, I like it or whatever. Yeah. But I think that COVID kind of showed that maybe are they doing it just for money? Are they doing it for
that's a
reason?
Great thing for me to think about. I'm in a hugely privileged position to do a job that I absolutely do love.
But your job should be a part of who you are, not who you are.
Oh, doctor, thank you.
That's the bit of advice.
Yeah, well, thank you for that
I
advice.
get paid top
shall
dollar
I?
for.
Shall I say what I've got written down now?
How many pigeons could you throw stones at?
It's worse
in
than
an
that.
hour?
I wish it was that. I honestly wish it was
no.
that. So you've just said to me, like how, what are you learning about yourself in COVID? My question is, what's the weirdest thing you've seen on Amazon?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And do you know what mine is? Honestly, they're selling these. They're called chip fingers. They're called chip fingers. And basically what they are, you can buy them on Amazon, where basically they're bits of plastic that you put on your fingers. So, when you, if I could show you his face right now.
What are you doing
My
in
son
your
is just
day?
looking at me. What it is, like say a bag of cheesy Wotsits. Have you ever, yeah? And you know how you get that kind of cheesy, stinky, powdery on your fingers?
That's why I don't eat them.
Yeah, again, don't. And basically, these chip fingers that you can buy means that you can eat a Wotsit and it doesn't like get on your fingers, the smell and the stuff. And
what we try to do here at Like Father Like Son is create meaningful content that can be shared with all ages. And if you ever
that's the great thing about them, right? Because old people can buy them and kids. It's like goes right across the generations.
If you ever find yourself eating Wotsits and there's too much cheesy bits on your fingertips, don't worry, guys. There's something out there for you.
Well,
why have you found them? What have you been searching to find them? I don't know if I want to know.
I didn't go on a deep search of like, what do you do when you get the cheesy smell on your fingers from Wotsits? I've not done that. Basically, I just like stumbled across it. Unusual things that you can buy in Amazon. It's quite a good little list. I saw a few other things, but if we're going deep and meaningful, yeah, I bought The Purpose of Life on Amazon. I bought The Purpose of Life.
What is that?
Yeah, these little plastic things.
Well done. Well done. I mean, I've never really stumbled across anything that weird. Like, I mean, obviously Amazon's that kind of beautiful, wonderful place where you feel like you can type in anything and it's just there.
Just there to buy. Yeah.
But I've never really gone looking for it. Like,
well, listen, don't make it sound like I'm like scouring the dark web. I'm literally just went on Amazon and was like said, weird things to buy on Amazon. I think that's maybe what I Googled. So
the things we do for content for this
interestingly, though, here are 3 crisps. Do you like cheesy Wotsits?
No. I don't really like crisps, do I?
You've gone off crisps, haven't you?
What, for like 10 years? Not like
I know you like a father likes like a son. I thought you liked some crisps.
No, so I'll tell you what happened, right?
Please, it's so interesting.
So basically, I did like crisps.
Oh, it's piquing my interest.
I did like crisps. And then one time in...
Oh, you've lost me. I'm not interested anymore.
In primary school. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
In primary school, I was having Monster Munch. Which is a dangerous game to play. Because they
crisps.
smell. But I never really liked the smell, but the taste obviously was quite nice. And then there was one time where, like, obviously I'm in primary school. I think my water bottle had leaked in my bag or something. And it had basically gone through these like crisps. And so I was then eating them. And it was then kind of like water. and it was just all like, it was just wrong.
Yeah.
And then ever since I like kept eating them, it just kind of always reminded me of that horrific time.
I mean, you're saying horrific. People are going through a lot at the moment. I don't think having wet crisps is horrific. But
it's up there. It's up there. But I mean...
5.
And then ever since I've just been a bit like, I don't know, the smell just... I've never really been a fan of the smell. Like, what's the cheese and onion, like, crisps?
Yeah, Walker's cheese and onion.
Like, it's just not a nice smell. Like...
I know, and people eat pickled onion crisps, and I mean, that's just should be made illegal.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's what Monster Munch are, yeah.
Are they pickled onion?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
they got the flame... Oh, it was also actually, to be fair, it wasn't actually the pickled onion ones, it was the flaming hot ones as well. Which I don't know why, but feels like it made it worse.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then
my palate obviously got better.
Bacon crisps. and they repeat on you a lot. Smoky bacon crisps.
Well, yeah, it's also that thing of like some crisps you feel like you've eaten them about 5-6 times during the day.
But I mean, I don't know if people know this about you, but I honestly feel like if you were in a lift and somebody opened a bag of crisps, you would literally go crazy. Because you absolutely hate there's a lot of things about that you hate. You don't like people eating, do you? You don't like the sound of people eating.
No.
Yeah.
That's true.
You don't like the smell of smelly crisps.
Yep.
Yeah. And thirdly, you don't really like people. So there's a lot in there that's caused you to go crazy.
And I'm not a massive fan of lifts. So
there
you go. That is a bit. Yeah, you're right. I would hate that situation. No, I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm just not a massive fan. Well, mine kind of is a similar thing. In my second one that I've got is what's the kind of like, obviously we've had a lot of free time at the moment.
Yeah. To
kind of like think some like, and obviously like let's keep it very PG, obviously. But like, what's the weirdest thought you've had?
Oh, you don't want to hear about my weirdest
because
thoughts.
I mean, I feel like we've already delved in that it's what's on Amazon. I mean, mine was the other day was obviously we saw that like there's like army members on the border of Scotland.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's actually truly happened, but I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But basically my mind went racing because I was a little bit like, if you were like going out, if there's someone in like Carlisle, could they like do their exercise for the day and run through the border or not? And then I just had this like funny moment of them getting rugby tackled and screaming out that I'm just doing exercise. And then I thought about like, would it be worth running all the way to Scotland? And then I thought like, I could could we run to Scotland? And then I was a bit like, don't know why you'd go all the way up there and then...
Well, yeah, because you couldn't stay overnight, so you'd have to run all the way back. And let's just say you would never want to exercise again, ever.
Yeah.
No, I think one of the weirdest thoughts I had, because yesterday I was out on my little exercise walk, and I was walking along the canal. Yeah, we live by a canal, shoot us. And
what?
I don't know who's got angry at that. Somebody's listening to that and like, I cannot stand people that live near canals. And I was walking along by the canal, and basically one duck flew over and into the canal, and it looked like the female duck. And then like 2 seconds later, the male duck flew over and like landed in the canal right next to it, and we're just like swimming along.
How could you tell it was the female duck?
I think you can tell, can't you? Like isn't the female one like the sort of dark browny one, and isn't the male like kind of green and got other colours and stuff? Yeah, I think so.
Are you going a bit colourblind or?
What?
What my question is that
why are you questioning this?
Well, it's quite clear which one the male is and which one the female.
No, but that wasn't my thought. Listen to what my thought was. The female landed in the canal, and then 2 seconds later, the male landed next to it.
Yeah,
and they were just kind of swimming along, and they looked really like a happy couple. And I was like, dude, I honestly sat there. I walked along, going, do ducks ever like fall out? Is ever like a duck where the male duck's like, right, no, I'm not swimming near you because you're a right one. Why are you always like this?
You had my
snipping away at me.
You had my bit of bread. That was my bit of bread.
But like that old lady was throwing bread in, and you were greedy. You took all the bread.
I must say, like the thing I've noticed about ducks is they eat really quickly. If you ever see a duck, like, how people like throw out like seeds and stuff for them.
Yeah.
You should see it's like a drill. It's like like they are literally just absolutely.
What do you think? There's another duck saying, "Oh, stop eating so fast. Enjoy your food."
No, but I just didn't know them. But
I did think that. I thought, do animals fall out with each other? Because like humans do.
I think swans do.
Do swans fall out? You've seen seen two swans bicker, have you?
Yeah, like I mean, obviously through the times we've all obviously had to walk down that canal.
Yeah.
I mean, swans just seem a little bit like they've got a bit of a chip on the shoulder. Well,
they do fit. It is them against the world, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, a little bit.
Chill out, swan.
Yeah.
Chill out.
It just always feels a little bit like they kind of like even walk up to you a little bit like, come on then. Like, let's have some. And you're always a little bit like, I'm just trying to walk.
I really wish I could laugh openly in your face, but I do feel like remember when we we used to have a dog. Sorry to bring that up. Jordan's still dealing with that. But no, it was like 18 months ago when it died. But do you remember? Oh, guys, listening to this, we were meant to record one of these, and our dog was just about to die. And
we're really bringing this story up.
Yeah, now you brought a deep one in for me. I'm bringing a deep one in for you. And basically, we were just about to record this. And I knew that our dog was dying and was basically going to have to get put down that week. And on the way down to record it, I said to Jordan, oh, by the way, mate, I think Barney's going to have to die this week.
I mean, this could paint you like the reason why I've never said this story is because it paints you out like an absolute. I mean, you gleefully lauged at me when you were like, "Oh, Barney's getting put down." By the way,
come on, I was a little bit like,
"What?"
No,
like,
I didn't. I found it a little bit funny that you took it.
I was upset about it. Like, I didn't want him to get put down, and you were literally giggling like you are now. And I was a little bit like, "What is this? Like, why are you telling me?" I
just find it quite funny. You're a very cool guy, and there's a lot about you that's like, but you loved that dog, didn't you? I mean,
I did.
Nah, and let's put it in context. I know animal lovers. Just to put it in context. It was very, very old. I mean, he'd literally been...
He was very old.
He was very old. What did I say?
I think you said it.
Oh, sorry. Bless him. He was very old, and, it was time to pass. It was time to go into to doggy heaven. That one day you'll see him again. He's never going to see him again. And, yeah. Anyway, so no, that's some of my weird thoughts. You do have weird thoughts though, because we've obviously got a lot of time to just kind of like think weird things. Yeah. What I would like to say, and let me just say before we go into this one, that we've got to tread very, very carefully with this one.
Here we go.
Yeah. No, listen, we're not in any way making light of some of the horrible things that have gone on in America. But can I just say, the backdrop of lockdown 3 is that Donald Trump is basically like, he lost the election and he's still, yeah. No, all I want to say is what a bad loser he is. Can you imagine playing a game with him when he was a kid? He is the kind of kid that would lose and then chuck the board up into the air or
say, stop the game.
Stop the game. Or like deliberately. Have you ever played with someone who's just a really bad loser?
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm looking at him.
Are you having a joke? I'm like one of the easy...
I do remember, like, I'm not I feel like I've got a lot better now. It depends how much I really...
Are we both thinking of a birthday?
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I feel that now it's like it's how much you like care about it. Do you know what I mean? It's like if it's a card game, I don't really care enough to like get upset.
Yeah.
But you obviously want to win, but you're a bit like, okay, fine, like, I've lost, whatever. But there was one.
So what is your advice to Donald Trump? Why do you care about being the presidency? No, like, it's not a big deal.
No, that's obviously very different. But like, I feel for me, it's like I probably would be a bad loser if I like really cared about what I was actually losing.
I think what we're both thinking about is when you had a game of football on your birthday, all your mates came round. There's a bit of a football party theme.
Yeah, can we just say I was about 8 or 9?
Yeah, you were, and that's why I'm outing you right now. And you basically, your team lost, and you kicked off. It was your birthday, and you weren't.
Well, I just thought the boys weren't putting in the challenges.
The boys are not putting in the effort. But anyway,
and I wanted more.
Donald, come on, Donald.
No, sometimes, don't ever call me Donald.
Sometimes you just have to know when you've lost. Yeah.
Yeah, I did kick off, and I remember like a few of my mates were a bit like, like that primary school, like I've lost it at my own birthday because I've lost my game of football. And yeah, it was a bit like, oh, okay, I need to chill out.
Yeah. Well, listen, I know time's against us because we have been flying through these deep minicals. So let me do my third one, and then if we've got time for your third one. But basically, this is just absolutely cracking for me. I love this. That obviously we've just had Christmas, lockdown 3. And so people know that Christmas has just happened.
Yeah.
But
lots going on.
Yeah, lots going on. And basically this family, the big massive present of Christmas 2020 was a PlayStation 5. And a lot of people wanted one. You wanted one. You never got one.
Yeah.
And but no, what has happened is that in America, this couple of lads, teenage lads, and basically they're got up Christmas morning. One's 15, one's 13. They've got a present. They come running down. It's the right size. It's the right shape. They rip open. It's a PlayStation 5 box. They open up the box, and inside it, just a whole load of pebbles. Their mum and dad pranked them.
Ooh.
And but I looked at that and thought, that is funny. But then, obviously, you did give them the play. No. The mum and dad were killing themselves, sending video of it to their mates, saying, look at our lads. Look how gutted they are.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's happened with the PS5. Like, in terms of, like, there's quite a lot of, like, angry, like, people around it. Because, I mean, I saw on on Twitter, the one time I've ever used Twitter, really. And there was a girl who had bought one for her and her, like, partner. And then, like, they'd split up just before Christmas.
Oh.
So she was like, oh, like, the joke's on him. I'd got him, like, a PS5 for, like, she'd got one and he'd got one.
Right.
And then, anyway, she, like, ended up giving it to, like, a next-door neighbour or something like that. And there was literally, like, not even joking, like, the tweet really blew up. And there was loads and loads of people being like, you selfish, like, my kid wants one and all of this stuff. And, like, people going off at her.
Oh.
And it was a bit like, oh, okay, like, chill. Like, I mean, obviously it's been quite difficult to get because obviously, like, it clearly seems that everyone wants one and there's X amount that have been made and whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel that people have potentially taken it a little bit too far.
Let's just say people have lost a bit of perspective.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, the funny thing about it is like, well, it's not got that many games on it just yet because it's pretty much brand new. So it's a bit like, I don't really know.
But don't you agree that like, obviously funny to do the box and the pebbles inside, but then 5 minutes later, it's like, oh, we're only kidding. Here's the actual thing.
Yeah, 100%. But I would say that, like, I'd say as a funny, like, family, and, like, obviously we love to have a joke and stuff, we don't really actually take pranks like that well.
No,
like, that's why we don't do pranks because, like, none of us really take them that well.
No.
Like, and that's kind of fine. Like, you know, you get people that do prank and whatever, like, but us as a family, we just don't.
We are not that family. Are we?
We don't really prank each other.
We laugh a lot as a family, and we have like loads of jokes and accents and funny little gags, and that's us as a family. But we're not actually a prank family, are we? We're not. I would imagine living in a house where people are trying to pour water over you while you're having a poo. I mean, who wants that?
Well, yeah, there's been a lot of
obviously there are other
stuff.
Pranks out there. That's not the only prank you can do. But
what?
I don't know why I went for that one. I don't even know if that is an actual proper prank. That just feels weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
We've never been a pranking family.
Nah, no pranking for us. Yeah, PlayStation 5. Bunch of pebbles.
Well, yeah, you can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I have been Jordan. Obviously,
I've obviously been Mark.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And we will catch you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Like Father, Like Son podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and you will be notified every time there's a new episode.